Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that this is the first video on the audiobook reviewers channel. That's me. I'm the audiobook reviewer. Oh my God. Y'all, I'm super excited, nervous. I'm freaking out. I don't know. I don't even know what's happening right now. Like, I'm so shook. So much has happened. I got to tell you why this channel has started today. It's just so much is going on in my mind, and so I want to share that with you guys. I wanted to do this first video because I'm saying you guys because literally there's zero people on this page right now, but I just wanted to share this story because I want to have something to refer back to because I was so afraid to start this channel for the last few years. Yes, years. I've been wanting to do this channel, create this channel for years, and I was so afraid. But I'm going to tell you the story as to how we've gotten here, okay? And we're going to get into it real quick. I don't want this video to be long. Just a quick little introduction before I create my very first official audiobook review. So, about me. Hello, I am Gabrielle Leonard. I live in the United States Virgin Islands. Yes, I am a Caribbean girl. It's a weird mix between Caribbean and American. Super weird combination, but that's what I am. I live in the U.S. Virgin Islands. I am from the Virgin Islands, from the British Virgin Islands. I was born there, live in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and I'm obsessed with fantasy novels. I'm a fantasy novel fanatic. As a matter of fact, I'm actually a part of T.L. Branson's Facebook group, which is literally called YA Fantasy Addicts. Like, I'm a part of that group. I love that group. If you're looking for a Facebook group for books and novels and fantasy conversation, then that will be a really good Facebook group for you. However, I digress. I am also a mom of two children, a 10-year-old son named Malachi and a 6-year-old daughter named Sanaya. I'm also a wife. I have literally 5 dogs and I have about 6 cats. So I'm an animal lover. I love animals. We have Stormy, and he's an older cat. And then we had this random stray female cat who was super scared of humans, chose me and decided she wanted to give birth to her kittens. Like, she wanted me to help her. So now we have all the kittens. We decided to keep them all. So that's a whole other conversation. If you guys are animal lovers, let me know. Comment below and let me know. So that's that. I'm also a business owner. So I have a channel, called Gabrielle Leonard. That's all about business. It's for those people who are in business and, want business strategies and business tips. And I'm going to get into my little story about the origin of this channel and what really pushed me to start this channel, even though I've been talking about it for the past literally about 5 years. But yeah, I was traveling I travel to speak as well. That's one of the things that I do for my business. I am a speaker and I do trainings for corporate companies, etc. Full-time entrepreneur. I love what I do. I find purpose in what I do. I love it. This just happens to be a part of my life that I don't get to really talk about often because it's just not a part of the business world. And so I wanted a place where I can just be me when it comes to fantasy novels, because as a business owner, you're kind of expected to read self-help books and personal development books. And when I'm in conversations and rooms with CEOs and entrepreneurs and they're recommending books, I literally just want to recommend like Harry Potter and like Throne of Glass, and I know no one is going to get it. So I just wanted a space where I can have those discussions, especially as it relates to audiobooks, because I think it's so different reading or listening to an audiobook versus reading a physical, traditional, hard copy of a book, right? Because you think you're talking about the voice actors and how they made you feel and how they were able to relay the emotions of the characters, and if they were able to capture your attention as the characters did when you read a physical copy of the book. So it's a whole other conversation. But let me talk to you about what made me decide to start this channel today on July 2nd, 2019. So I was in Pittsburgh for a conference or summit in Pittsburgh. I was a keynote speaker there. And the person who put the event on happens to be one of my really good friends. Like, her name is Kashira. She's an amazing entrepreneur. And I was a speaker for her conference for 2 days. Day 1, day 2. Day 2 was a Saturday. And after the event had ended, I went to her room because we're pretty much besties, right? So I went to her hotel room and I was just there relaxing, chilling, because it was a long day. I had jet lag, I was tired. And while we were there, I was chatting with her because we bonded over Marvel, and we're just talking about like the whole world of, you know, Marvel and fantasy and etc. And so I was telling her that one of the things that I really wanted to do, that I've been drawn, I've been feeling like the push to do, is to start my Booktube channel. And she was like, Booktube, I think I've heard about it, but she wasn't really familiar that much. She wasn't really antiquated with Booktube really. She had kind of heard about it, but she didn't really know much about it. So I was telling her about the Booktube world and the Booktube community. And, you know, she was like, yeah, start the channel, girl, start the channel. And I told her, you know, I really wanted to just be a channel just to review audiobooks, because I feel like there's a void when it comes to the Booktube community, where everyone is talking about the traditional books, and there are some channels that do talk about audiobooks, but there isn't a channel that's specifically dedicated just for audiobooks. And if I found that, I would have subscribed so long ago, because that's what I'm into, but I didn't see one, and so I figured that I would kind of fill that void. If you guys know of any below, let me know, because I want to, you know, connect with them as well. And so, you know, I was telling her about it, and she was like, yeah, start it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and start it. In my mind, I was thinking I was going to start it whenever I had time. I know it's definitely going to start it, but I wanted to do it perfect. You know, we have this perfectionist thing where we want everything to be perfect, right? So that was on the 29th of June, which was a couple of days ago, right? And then on the 30th, which was, yeah, the day before yesterday, she sent me a message with an article. She just sent me a link to the article on Huffington Post. And it was an article that says, where are all the Black booktubers? And immediately I felt emotions, because one of the reasons why I was so afraid to start this channel was because I felt like there weren't a lot of people who look like me who are successful at doing Booktube, right? I have a lot of favorites in the Booktube community: Poland Banana Books, Christine, Christine. We have, there's so much, the Booktuber, we have, there's just a lot. I can't even think of them right now. Tashapolis, all these other people who are really good Booktubers. And like some of the Black people that I follow in the Booktube community are Naya Reads and Smiles, which I love her. I want to talk about her a little bit in just a second, but I just felt like, you know, I felt like automatically I would struggle in this community because I'm Black. And not only am I Black, I'm Caribbean. And so I don't even know of any Caribbean booktubers. If you guys know of any who literally live in the Caribbean and are Caribbean and have an accent like I do, let me know in the comment section below, because I want to connect with them as well. But I didn't know any. And so I felt like I would just struggle in this community, and I was afraid that I would be invisible in the community. And as much as we would like to say we do it because we're passionate about it, I am very passionate about this. I also don't want to be talking to no one on the internet, right? I want to have someone who is willing to listen to me, and hopefully in the future have the opportunity to meet up with some amazing booktubers and have the opportunity to, you know, be on panels and, you know, just be immersed in the whole book community. And that's like future stuff, right? And so I was afraid. I was like, you know, why do I want to start this channel if I'm not going to be seen? Because that was my fear. Like, I would not be seen, and no one would hear, and no one would be able to, I wouldn't be able to build a community in this space. Like, I was afraid of that. That was a weird fear that I had. And so when I read the article, I was so emotional, because there were 4 booktubers that were interviewed, and out of the 4 of them, I think I only knew of 2 of them, which was so strange to me. That was the first thing. The second thing was they talked about the whole Michelle Obama booktube collaboration, and really, where were the Black booktubers to do the interviews with her? And I felt the same way too, but I just, you know, glossed over it, because I'm used to Booktube really being a community that's not necessarily the most diverse, unfortunately. And I love the booktubers that I follow, and most of them are white, and I love them, you know, because they're amazing at what they do. I love them because I love their personalities. I love how they review books, but it's just the truth. It's not super diverse, especially when it comes to, you know, when it comes to opportunities and, you know, seeing them doing interviews, seeing them at, you know, different, you know, conferences. I just didn't feel like it was as diverse. And so I was a little bit afraid that I would be invisible in this community, especially starting out from scratch. Now, today, I just thought it would be weird. But I had told her, my friend, about it, and she sent me the article, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and start my channel. It's okay. If no one ever watches my videos, I love what I love reading. I love listening to audiobooks. I love that. I love what I do when it comes to books. And so if I do a channel talking about audiobooks, it's going to be for me. And anyone who happens to stumble across it, it's fine. I want to meet you. I want to build a whole community around audiobooks and the whole audiobook world. And so if I'm not popular, that's totally okay. If I am, that's totally okay too. But I'm going to do it because I just love books. So that's why I'm going to do it, right? And so I had came to that mindset, and I had I had put it on my calendar yesterday. It was on my calendar to start my Booktube channel today. So it was on the calendar for today. And I have create Booktube channel. It's right here, create Booktube channel. And so today I open up my YouTube, my YouTube page, or, you know, my YouTube feed to watch a video. And, you know, I was just watching some videos while I was doing my makeup because I was about to film. And I saw a video by Naya Reads and Smiles called Being Black on YouTube, a discussion. I'm sorry, Being Black on Booktube, a discussion, my experience. And I watched the video and I was literally in shock because I had planned on creating my channel today, and this video came out today. So it was further confirmation that I needed to start this channel, even though I was afraid, even though I'm still nervous about it, even though I feel like maybe no one is going to see this, I still was like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. And when I saw this, not only did she do it, she also created a feed on the bottom of the of her video that said, you know, everyone who wants to get into, you know, being a booktuber, a blogger, anything in the, you know, regarding publishing or being a part of the book community, put your names below. Let's start a feed. And I just thought, oh my gosh, now is the opportunity to even if I get like 5 people to watch my videos from that feed, it's so cool. I wouldn't start off totally alone. And so I just thought it was just amazing how when you put your intentions out there, how God is going to kind of set things up to make it happen, right? And so I just thought it was super cool. I'm super excited to be a part of the Booktube community now, even though it's literally for like 5 minutes because I just started. I am super excited to be a part of this community. So real quick, before I end this video, I wanted to ask you a question. If you happen to be watching this video, I want to review audiobooks, but I wanted to do it in a way that is fun and that is completely that makes sense for audiobooks. And I've watched a couple audiobook reviews, obviously, and so I've seen how people have done it before. And one of the things that I know for sure that I want to make sure that I rate is the voice actors. So I want to make sure that that's one of the things that I rate in my videos. Of course, the storyline and plot, as well as the character development, but as it relates to the audiobook, because I feel like character development feels a little bit different on audio than it does when you're reading it. And so I wanted to make sure I did that. The ability to capture my attention, because I've listened to some audiobooks that were extremely boring and did not capture my attention. But when I read it, I was completely enthralled by the story. So I wanted to make sure I talk about that as well as recommendability, if that's a word. But I wanted to make sure that I was able to rate if I could recommend this audiobook versus the traditional physical copy of a book to the audience. So let me know if you like that rating system for my videos. If you have anything else you want to add, let me know below so I can figure out how I want to rate these audiobooks. It's a journey. The good thing about this challenge. The good thing about this channel is that it's new. And so we can kind of create a culture and create a whole world here together. So if you're watching this and you are also into audiobooks and you are excited about a channel that's specifically dedicated to audiobooks, then go ahead and comment below. Let me know what you would love to see in terms of rating systems, because I would love to take that into consideration as we move forward. Also, another question that I have for you is let me know below what books you would like for me to review, what audiobooks you would like for me to review first. So I have lots of books on my Audible feed that I've been into. And I've been wondering, should I rate them? Should I do one series at a time, or should I do it one book at a time? But I think what I'll do is all the series that are already currently out and done, I'm going to do a video dedicated for the series with little mini reviews of each book in there in the video. And then if I've read some books that the series is not completed, then I can go ahead and do different individual videos for those different books, because I found in certain cases of books that they will change up the narrators, and it's a whole thing. So I think I should do that. Those series that are already done, I can do the whole video on that series, dedicated to a series. And for series that are not done, I can do individual books until the series is complete, then do a wrap up of the series, and I can do it that way. But let me know which book you would like me to do first. I am super into Throne of Glass. Of course, everyone's into Throne of Glass. I'm into the Kate Daniels series. I've read so much Codex Alera and, Court of Thorn and Roses, and there's so much different books, Nevernight Chronicles. So if you have a particular book that you want me to start off with first, it doesn't matter if I haven't read it as yet, I will make it my business to go ahead and get the book and read it. But let me know in the comment section below if you've been wanting to download an audiobook and you want to know more about it, if the narrator is good, etc. Let me know in the comment section below so I can choose the one that's the most popular and do my first video on that. That's pretty much it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm super excited for this channel. If you know anyone else who would be interested in a channel all about audiobooks, go ahead and send them and refer them to this channel. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my first official audiobook review.